It looks short. I'll do this when it's time to transition.
So this is going to be the outtakes?
Is it recording?
It is recording.
I didn't think it was recording yet.
It is recording.
Oh, well good. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, well now start.
So today on Legendary Trails, we are going to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly about our 2015 Ram 1500 Tradesman. Come along with us. So the first thing today we're going to cover is the good. So number one on our list is comfortable seats. Can you tell about the seating?
Yes, Bob, I can. The seats are very comfortable. Yeah, they conform to your body good enough. You know, they fit a large size of people. Small to normal to
Small.
extra large.
I'm travel sized.
Yes, they're very good, comfortable. Great on long trips. If you find, well, I found myself, if I just scoot it up, the lumbar is better because there's no lumbar adjustment, but you just have to sit up straight and it helps.
So number two on our list is the V8 engine. Can you tell them about the V8 engine?
It's a V8 engine. It runs good. It tows well. Gets decent miles per gallon sometimes. If you can keep your foot out of it.
It's true.
Yeah, it's look good. I liked it. Tows well, hauls well. I've hauled as much as 2,900 pounds safely.
The sound of the V8 engine is also really nice. You know, that Hemi sound, you really can't beat it. If you put it against an EcoBoost, the Hemi sound kind of wins.
It sounds better.
It definitely sounds better.
Sounds good. It tows well. It's towed as high as 11,000 pounds.
And it seems to be very reliable for the amount of time that we've had our Ram. It's been about 2.5 years since we purchased it. And so it has been reliable. We've had a couple weird things here and there, but overall, it's not the engine's fault. So number three we're going to talk about is actually the interior design of the truck. So overall, I'll start this one off. The interior design of the Ram is very good. It's kind of like the seat situation. They really put a lot of thought into the passenger comfort, whether you ride in the back of the truck or you ride in the front of the truck.
Unless you're riding the back in the middle.
The back in the middle, that's its downfall, just because it does have that curve in the seat, which apparently people in the middle don't get thigh support. Sorry, people in the back middle. You're probably an afterthought anyway, because most people don't want that many people riding with them. But
I don't
overall,
ride in the middle and I don't ride in the back.
It has three major cup holders right in the center console, and they all are well designed because they have those push-in holders that hold your drink no matter what size you have. They hold our massive water bottles all the way down to your soda can. So overall, like, that design is great. And the door pockets can fit a ton of different beverages of your choosing. And then also the back's got some really great cup holders as well.
And good under seat storage.
And yes,
you can get to it without lifting it, or you can lift it up.
No matter where you ride, it's really a great design. Good job, Ram. Number four on the good is the bed space. So why don't you talk about packing it for camping and things like that, and how the bed space is actually really practical.
You just said it all. There you go.
Well, apparently, it's
a bed. It's 5 feet 8 inches tall. You can put the tailgate down to haul long stuff. Or you can put the tailgate up, and the sides are just deep enough. You can load it up and head out. Hauls the load well.
Yeah, it's got just enough room without feeling like it's too much, because sometimes on some of the newer trucks, we have noticed that the bed space is almost awkward because they've added a little more room. This is very practical. You could fit camping boxes, camping equipment. If you followed our White Rim video recently, you can see that we were able to put a tonneau cover over the top of it. So when things rained, we didn't have our camping gear sticking over the top, because the bed was just that perfect design to be able to go overlanding. So if you are looking for a full-sized overlanding rig, the bed space on this particular truck is great, and we would definitely recommend it if you're gonna be doing a lot of outdoorsy things and going camping for several days. So next, we're gonna talk about the towing capacity. Take it away.
Yes, it tows. Tows well. Tows up to 8,500 pounds legally. Tows it very nicely. Has a trailer brake controller built in. Tows smoothly. Tows better than the 14 EcoBoost I had because the rear end settles in and it's smooth and doesn't bounce around. And, you know, it all depends on your tongue setup too. But yes, it tows very well. It tows a camper well. Tows a dump trailer well. Tows a snowmobile trailer well. Did overload it once with a rowboat and some groceries.
No.
That's a point in history there. So, anyways, yes, tows very nicely, hauls good. I liked it.
The next thing on our list is actually the 6-seating capacity of the truck. And so anybody who has to haul people, whether you like it or not, trust me, we all like being alone. But sometimes we have to haul people, and it's really nice to not have to be like, oh, we can only haul 5. And so you have to take your own vehicle, because a lot of times we end up taking the grandparents and another grandma with us, and so that's 6 people. It fills up very quickly, but with the spacious interior of the Ram and a 6-seating capacity, by being able to fold up that front console, it's super nice.
Yep, it's comfortable, it's easy.
And you don't feel overcrowded, even though you have 6 people in there, you still have enough room.
Plenty of shoulder space.
Yeah, the shoulder space is nice. You can fit 3 adults across the front, and you can also fit 3 adults in the back if you wanted to. You wouldn't want to probably ride 5 or 6 hours that way, but it is definitely it's not that bad if you had to, because it is designed for passengers, except for the one in the middle of the back seat. Just put who you don't like back there. Number 7 is probably the one that most people are most curious about, and we consider this one in the good category because it's always been great, and so that is, it is smooth off-road.
Way smoother than a 2014 Tacoma. Ask Grandpa. Yes, it is smooth. It rides well off-road, handles bumps. The coil springs front and rear make a very nice ride.
They do.
They're comfortable.
They do. If you watched our White Rim video, we took our Ram and the 2014 Tacoma that he mentioned, and we were able to go way faster.
Many miles per hour faster.
Because of the smooth ride. So if you are looking to go off-road and
that's
have
like
a
the
smooth
eco
ride.
mode, so we could make it because we couldn't get all the way around. Had to come all the way back. See, it's the eco mode sometimes. 12 miles an hour above.
But if you are looking for that smooth ride and still want to go off-road, definitely consider a Ram, because they have a great suspension for it. I don't know, it's been probably the best off-road truck as far as smoothness that we have had. The 14 Ford
Wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as this. Like, this was just, it absorbs those bumps, and I don't know why it's so much better, but it just is. So definitely consider that if you're looking for off-road comfort and you have someone who just doesn't like the bumps, this might be your ticket to getting them to go with you on your trips.
You got a bad back.
Or a bad back.
Get a coil spring Ram. Or if you have a good back and you like to save it. There you go. But it's not like that. It's like this.
Yeah, it's like, instead of this, you're going. Okay, number 8. Now this is just our preference, so you might not agree with us, but for us, the color. The color is amazing. What do you think about Prairie Pearl?
I got it because of the color.
It's true.
It's a very good color. I like it.
Yeah, it's not too, it doesn't stand out off-road. So when you're out in the wilderness, sometimes you're like, you don't want to stand out. You want to blend into the trees. And this truck will blend in
and disappear. Also because my Ford broke, so I got it that way. But the color was the #1 selling point.
It's true, the Ford did break. But the color definitely sold us because it didn't stand out, but it was stand out enough. Like, when you're out in the city, it stands out because it's unique. But when you're out in the wilderness, it blends into those trees. Even if you're out in the desert, it's so muted that it seems like it's natural for it to be there. It's not something that's going to be disturbing to the environment, like a bright red. Yeah, you can see bright red everywhere, but the Prairie Pearl, if Ram would bring that color back and go away from the darker greens.
Hashtag bring back Prairie Pearl.
Back Prairie Pearl Ram.
Everyone petition Ram.
It is their best green.
People.
It is their best green, and the other ones are just too dark.
Yes.
They seem too dark. When you see them in person, they're even darker, and that Prairie Pearl is just a really great color, and you may not agree with us. You may hate that color, but this is our video, and that is our opinion.
Yeah, it's a good color. Even if you don't like it, you like it.
It's true. It's true. You see it in person, it's way better in person than in videos. And to the next one. It is great for long trips.
Oh yes, it's great on long trips. It's quiet.
It's quiet.
Emphasis on quiet. My wife needs to understand that quiet is key on long trips.
I agree, the Ram is quiet.
Long trips, quiet is key. It's very quiet, has great power, rides well, gets anywhere from 14 miles a gallon on the highway up to 21 and a half. Best I ever got was 21 and a half. 14.8 doing 85 into headwinds. Lots of room, great visibility, comfortable seats.
Very comfortable seats. That's why
very,
it's number
very
one.
quiet. Nice muted rumble. And then when you nail it, nice hemi growl. Super quiet though.
And this one's for everybody who's might have an issue with road rage. People get out of the way.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
I don't have an issue with road rage. It just scares people
Just
off
scares
the side. I don't even do it. I go miles back and they're just like, pow. Yes, it's only ever had one major issue, but we'll get to that later.
Yes, that's coming up. And that is it for
Join me
the
later.
good. Number one is, in case you weren't aware, it does not come stock with skid plates.
Or tow hooks. They're an easy install though. It's very thick, stout. We forgot to put that under good, but they're nice, thick 1/4-inch steel under the differential, and then under the transfer case you bolt on a thing in the back that it bolts to that hooks to the frame, and then the front, and nice and stout. We used a lot.
Yes, but so if you are going to go off-road, we do recommend that you be aware that you will need to order some skid plates.
And tow hooks.
And tow hooks. Because if you get a standard Tradesman without the protection package, right? Protection package, then you will be needing to get those. For some reason, a lot of dealerships don't order the protection package. I don't know why. Because everybody likes tow hooks when you need them. So, anywho.
For saving other vehicles.
Right?
Insert brand here.
Insert Ram saving Jeep video.
Oh, there you go.
So if you haven't seen that one, you can see a Ram save a Jeep. Doesn't happen often, but it did happen with us. Number two is it has low clearance from the factory. Come on, Ram. Really?
It's fine. It's still capable on 90% of the stuff that you might want to do. Now, if you want to go a little more extreme, you want to lift it.
If you plan on going to the San Rafael Swell or Moab,
you want at least 2-inch lifts. Front and 2 inches in the rear, but
yeah, for the trucks used to be trucks, and now they're becoming grocery getters. And if you want to use a truck the way a truck was meant to be used, you're probably going to need to lift it if you want to go on some adventures. But overall, like what Dane said, is 90% of the time you will be fine.
No, you can get into pretty extreme places. We did stock too before.
But that's correct tire
placement. Half of our videos are stock.
Correct tire placement and tires. If you don't want to do a lift, upgrading your tires can get you a lot of places.
You can fit 33 stock, but I never did.
Yeah. So there are options that don't require getting a lift. So tires are obviously that. If you don't have good tires, you're not going to go many places anyway. So if you stay with the street tires, you're not going to get to many places that have slick rock or mud. You can get to yourself places, but can you get back out? Depends. Right?
Yep. Make sure you got limited slip like ours. It'll help.
It's true. Ours has limited slip. Number 3 on our list is no radio controls on the steering wheel.
Which is a rip-off. The 2012 Tradesman 3/4 tons had it. Dad had one right there on the backside. Not on that. Not on the 15s. They get cheap. They might have it on the newer ones. I don't know. It's not a big deal. It has a nice big radio knob.
It's just annoying. It does have a man radio knob, so you're not like hunting for it.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal, but it is one of those things when you're driving, it would be nice to have it there, considering other vehicles at similar price points have them there. Overall, though, the Ram does provide good value for your dollar for what you do get compared to other base model vehicles. So do keep that in mind. It just doesn't.
You get rear AC vents. You get a lot of things other base trucks don't offer.
You do, and ours also doesn't have Bluetooth.
Yeah,
which
it wasn't a big deal.
It's not a big deal to us, since it's our 3rd vehicle, and we just kind of it goes on weekends. When we do videos of this truck, it goes out and it adventures. That's what it's for, or it's for towing hauling. It is a truck. We use it as a truck, a family vehicle. for our weekend adventures. So it's not like it's a commute or anything. So the, you know, lack of Bluetooth for us or the lack of steering wheel control knobs is not that big of a deal, but it is something that if you would use it as a daily driver, for someone to be aware of, that it is kind of a bad thing for what day and age we live in. So number 4, and we found this out on a recent trip, that the location of of the jack for replacing your spare tire is terrible, and
phenomenal location, great.
You will never get it back into the same spot.
It comes out from under the driver passenger seat, but you cannot get it back in.
It won't go back
2 hours on that, it won't go. So just once you take it out, put it under the back seat. Perfect spot for it, right there, passenger side. Don't ever put it under the passenger seat again. If you can get it, you're just amazing.
You're a god.
You're probably a miracle worker. So.
And also getting the
spare tires down.
Spare tire down is easy once you finally figure out how to get it in there right. So
follow the instructions.
Yes. Yeah. What about instructions, Dave?
They weren't included in mine.
Yeah.
They were missing.
I don't think they were missing. It's just, you know, the whole...
Yeah, they were missing. Anyways, move on.
I don't need those instructions.
Continue on.
Number 5, and this is kind of just, if you are not familiar with the way new trucks are going, they're going very light, very cheap. Some would say cheesy. But the bumpers
are not cheesy.
They're kind of cheesy.
They're not cheesy. They're fine. They're just a little thinner than the old ones.
What about this giant that happened when we ripped our balance off?
Bent the front bumper a little bit when you catch a rock. Well, it's stuck because you didn't quite clear it through a dip, and you just push it up, and you can't get any push through it. It gets put a little dip, but it bends it in a couple inches.
It's fine. And
then the rear bumper, it took some scrapes in fins and things, and it's fine. And somebody else had pre-dented it for me in the middle, and it was pretty strong there. Just a little thinner than the old ones. You gotta be a little more gentle. Replace them if you break them. Not a big deal. Not cheesy. Not cheesy. Not cheesy.
He says not cheesy. I say
not cheesy.
Slight cheesy.
All bumpers are cheesy nowadays.
It's true. Look at all new trucks. You go to the lots. There's
cheesy. One that doesn't have cheesy bumpers, but I'm not allowed to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe 2, but I can't bring them up now.
He's not allowed to talk.
Not to. So.
He's not allowed to talk about other trucks.
Right.
Use his 15 baby.
Yep, exactly. Anyways, continuing on.
Okay, so that is it for the bad, and now we are going to move on to the ugly, which, in all fairness, there isn't very much ugly with the Ram. The Ram he's a pretty awesome truck.
That's Rhino lighting.
His name is Tank for a reason, and he goes places and does exactly what he's been asked. And so the ugly for us is not very many things, but this is the ugly. So number 1, which we kind of covered earlier, is tow hooks don't come standard. It has 4-wheel drive, 4 low.
And limited slip.
And limited slip.
All the things you need to go off-road.
So all the things you need for off-roading, but no tow hooks.
Anyways.
And so to get the tow hooks, you kind of have to shop around. So if you are going to get them, people want to price gouge you. If you can, go to a junkyard and find them. Because they are a little pricey.
They're a little expensive, especially when you just buy the truck. But anyways, on to number 2.
So this is actually our last item, and this is the most ugly thing about the 2015 Ram. The approach angle is poor, and the brake angle is poor.
It's not great, especially with the valance. You want to take the valance off, that helps.
Immediately.
The brake over angle kind of sucks stock. Even after lifting, it's not the best. Because your body hangs so low, it's just barely taller than your frame. So you can scrape your body. Not that I ever would, but other people might do that, so. That's it, though. That's the worst part about it. Another 2 inches of lift and you're fine. It's maybe 33 and you'll never have a problem with it. And some rock sliders and you can fix that easy. Anyways, that's all. Everything's good on it. I highly recommend it. If you can buy a 2015 to 2021 Ram, get the off-road package, you're set. Maybe add a 2 to 4 inch lift.
Get some better tires.
Drive it the way it is and just roll as you go. Roll what you brought.
And if you're cheap like us, wear out the tires first and then get new tires.
Yes, that's what I do.
definitely do that if you're frugal because tires are expensive.
Yep, you can put chains on.
Just buy
Traction
chains.
boards. Make your wife push.
I don't push.
She does push. She's lying.
I have never once had to push.
Because I get us unstuck most of the time.
I video you
pushed,
shoveling.
You pushed.
What did I push?
You buried it in the soil. I had you pushing on the front.
Yeah.
In snow. So you pushed.
There's no video
Ryan
evidence
and I are
of
pants
that.
on fire. I have photographic proof in my brain.
Oh, so in conclusion, the Ram 2015 Tradesman is a really great off-road truck if you're looking for a full-sized off-road vehicle. It can do it all. It's comfortable for a family, and if it's something that you want to consider or you're looking for something that's not as pricey, I would definitely look at the Rams. Of course, you know, right now it is 2021.
Everything's expensive.
Everyone it has gold. So you might have to shop around or you might have to wait a little bit to buy one depending on your budget, but they're definitely something you can consider if you're just getting into overlanding and just getting into off-roading. It really is a truck that won't do you wrong. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's really overall Ram did a good job designing the truck, even though we do have some very minor complaints. But no matter what you buy, you're gonna have minor complaints. So yeehaw! We hope you enjoyed this video. So please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And hopefully we'll see you out there on the trail. Bye!